Well, while you guys were playing that, I was playing Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
Bring. Yeah. Tell us about it.
All right. Metal Gear Solid is published by IDW Games, and it is designed by Emerson Matsuuchi. Emerson,
awesome guy. He was super cool. I mean, we met and talked to him a bunch of times anyway, but he was, so early on we had stood and he was kind of giving us an explanation of the game. And then later on, well, he busted it out after hours and we were playing it. So Metal Gear Solid, from, without trying to spoil a lot of things and go into a massive amount of detail, it's not, I wouldn't call it a dungeon crawl, but it has aspects of it, right? You have a scenario that you set up and you play through it. Most of the actual campaign is playing through the different bosses and such. And then there's also some VR missions that you can play through, like training missions, even though they are kind of difficult.
The VR missions.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're doing some VR missions, and I wouldn't call them tutorials. Like in the actual Metal Gear Solid, they are tutorials, but they were so cool that they came out with the VR missions game itself. It's more like that, where there's a puzzle that's going on, you have to figure it out kind of deal. And that's one of the ones we actually played, although he did show us, was it Raven?
Raven.
Yeah, he showed us the Raven fights with the way the boss battles are like a giant puzzle that you have to figure out, which is kind of neat.
Is it a different puzzle each time?
Every character, from my understanding of what he said, it works completely different from each other. So it's like you can't apply like a lot of the same strategies from boss to boss.
But once you figure out the puzzle, though, then
I mean, there's still stuff going on, that will change it up. But if you know, it's kind of like a video game. Once you fight the boss, he's going to be easier next time you fight it, but you still have to employ strategy to beat it. It's just that you're not going to do stuff like, I'm going to stand in front of this boss, it's going to machine gun me down, type of deal.
Right. Okay. Makes sense.
Anyway, I mean, the nostalgia is just enormous in this. It is amazing. And, I don't know. Matt, you got other things you want to say about it, I guess? I
mean, like you said, it's, I just kind of, he explained it to us the one time, and I kind of looked over your shoulder every now and then, and if you want to flesh out the video game, he did it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And I don't think it's that complicated. Like, so for people who like the video game, they're going to really enjoy this, because it's not super deep. It's not super light, but it's not, it's a good medium weight, probably a little bit lesser than medium. On your turn, you basically just have a character sheet and you have these action tokens and you place them on the different circles on your board to show which actions you do. It's cooperative, obviously, and your team can choose which person goes first, second, third, fourth, whatever, but you have to fully do your turn before it's the next player. So I can't just do one action and you do an action. It's kind of got, the only aspect of Spectre Ops, a lot of people are calling this like Spectre Ops retheme. The only aspect that it pretty much has from that is when your character moves out of the line of sight of the enemy, you're going to put like a little alert token, kinda, without going into actually how that works. But the alert token's there because when the dice are rolled, sometimes the little exclamation point is rolled and they're going to move towards the closest one of those. And so you can distract guards and they'll chase after you, but skip over people down hallways and you can come out and shoot them or whatever. So it's got like some cool ways that it interacts. I mean, I played as Otacon and he doesn't have actually any kind of attacks. You can't attack with him, but he runs around unlocking doors and hacking terminals and giving bonuses and stuff. So that was pretty neat. And I mean, it comes with, I put some pictures on Board Game Geek if you look under the game, and they have the models, and the models are phenomenal.
Yep.
They are, I don't have it up right now, but they're really good. I mean, it's like you've got the Metal Gear at the end, you've got the helicopter, which I think is more of like a deluxe thing. I think he said that the helicopter and the something else is going to be a big token unless you buy the deluxe copy or something. I don't know if he was going to be excited about us telling us this part, but I'm going to say it anyway. Basically, if you're playing through the campaign, it's cool because it starts off as single player and you have to like unlock the characters as you play.
Huh.
So, but the way he's kind of,
but it works as a tutorial.
It's kind of a tutorial before you can get extra players to play.
Oh, wow. So, but everyone is at the table while you do this.
Well,
no, you don't
probably do it yourself.
Necessarily, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
The game has a campaign book, so you actually have choices that get made, and you will change the outcome of the game and stuff.
Which characters to unlock first?
Kind of, because unlike the actual Metal Gear Solid game, you don't have to play them in order. You can choose to jump around. I would assume that Metal Gear itself, you have to play last, but I'm just guessing. But you jump around to do each mission or whatever, and it has certain things that happen. And I guess from my understanding is at the end of it, if you let certain things happen during the mission, then you get one outcome. You might unlock weapons and items and stuff, but if you do it a different way, you unlock different ones. So it does have like a choose your own adventure-ish kind of approach to it, but it's all thematic to the Metal Gear Solid. Apparently they have the campaign book has a comic book style presentation for the story. So you're not like reading, paragraph after paragraph. It's actually comic book style stuff. So in decisions to make and stuff. So looks awesome. Very excited about this. If you even like Metal Gear in the slightest, this is going to be very, very approachable for you.
The figures do look really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They had he told me they had 2 different sculptors do the player models and the other models. So, I don't know. I guess that's pretty much it. I mean,
does it feel like it has a stealth element? Like you were saying, there's a...
Well, in the VR mission that we played, yeah, because the whole point of the VR missions is to get through it without alerting everyone. But you can. I think the VR missions in the actual game, like if you get too many alerts, you lost. I mean, you're trying to... The whole thing about VR missions is to be stealthy. Maybe some of them will actually have guns and stuff. A lot of them were stealth.
Yeah.
In this, you could be... you could destroy a lot. In the VR mission we played, you don't actually have weapons. So you have a bunch of melee. And Otacon's ability is to unlock the door, or you can kind of rush the door and try to unlock it from there through dice rolling and stuff. So it was you could approach it 2 different ways. It was pretty neat. We end up losing on a very funny last ditch effort kind of thing. But the actual... Well, we saw the other stuff in the actual gameplay with the weapons and stuff. The weapons work really cool. They have ammunition, but they have, really cool special powers that kind of really put you in the game, I guess. I don't know how else to say that. Like, for instance, Gray Fox could swing his sword around and deflect bullets and stuff. So,
Jedi.
Yeah.
He's a Jedi.
Exactly.
He's a Jedi. So, I don't know. I think the characters represent it really well. Their special abilities really well. I mean, it is... When Emerson told us that he went back and played a lot of the game. Another thing he was saying, and I wouldn't quote this to him because I don't know if it'll make it in the end, but like if you when you play the game, you can actually save your progress by putting all the pieces that you have for your different characters in a little memory card box.
Yeah.
That kind of reminiscent of the PlayStation memory card. So
that's cool.
A lot of cool stuff going on. He told us a lot more.
There's boxes.
That was my next question.
Yeah, yes. He said he went through the game, and there's like only 3 of the items in the entire game that was not added to the board game.
Cigarettes?
Cigarettes are in it. Yep. So, and there's even, I won't spoil this part, but there is even certain ability or cards that say stuff that makes no sense until you're actually playing the game. Like until it might say it does this or it disarms this, and you're like, what is that? It doesn't mention it in the rule book at all. And so like during a specific scenario, it might pop up randomly. And you're like, what? And you go do it, and you get something cool.
Oh my god!
There's a lot of actual secret type stuff in the game.
Almost like Easter eggs.
Right.
Yeah, but more like actual video game secrets.
Yes.
Because you do it, you actually get rewards for it. You get cool stuff to take with you. So
when you were playing the game, did things come up and you're like, oh, I remember that from the video game?
Yeah.
Go open envelope number 11.
Well, it's not like legacy style, I don't think. But
yeah.
I don't know. Really, really cool. I mean, we probably spent like 2 hours on this thing. So I mean, there's a lot of information I'm trying to unpack. But oh man, so good, so
Very
good.
cool.
I'm buying this. I'm gonna paint them all.
Is it coming out like a Kickstarter or straight to retail, or
I
how
think
does
he
it?
said Kickstarter. I don't remember.
Not sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't
Either
remember
way,
100%.
You're getting it
Either way, look
Yeah.
for it.
Okay.
Either way, yeah. If you like Metal Gear at all, this is going to be up your alley.